Got something to add to that on 32?
And the 32, this is his planned pit stop here. They're going to make a round of wedge and air pressure adjustment, and he was loose like he has been all day and all night. Yes, even for Brian Vickers, he is loose. 4 tires, car has been good. He actually got all the way back up into the top 10 and he's down and away. Dave?
Kyle Busch gives up the lead. I believe he did leave it lap. He'll get a wedge adjustment for a car which has been loose on landing. That's where he said he needs the help. Passing in front of him also is Kasey Kahne. Changes didn't work last time. Came to the 10 car in as well. And the 5 car of Dale Earnhardt Jr. there at the head of pit road. You see him loose but tightening as the run went along. He will get adjustments as well for our end race reporter. Shannon?
Yeah, Joey Logano in the 20 car right now just needs a little help in the turns. He's going to get 4 tires here on pit road. They're also going to make a track bar adjustment and a wedge adjustment. Joey Logano back in that car, looking for a good run for the 20 team here today, guys.
Comes Carl Edwards. Now this right foot caused him some problems on pit road too, in trying to use the gas, get on the brake, and get himself into his pit stall. Shannon?
Like I told you before, the car is so loose for Carl Edwards. Hard to drive. So wedge in the left rear. They're also going to take 4 tires. There have been no complaints over the radio about that right foot, you guys. So Carl Edwards hanging tough inside the 60 car. They're just trying to get it fixed up for him on the racetrack. Solid stop for Carl Edwards. Jamie?
And the 66 is Stephen Walsh, glad to be away from that road course and back on this oval. He had a tough run last week. He stopped a little short in his pit box. 4 tires for the 66, Vince.
The 88 of Brad Keselowski. He says he's struggling to get drive off of 2 and 4. They made a track bar and a wedge adjustment.
It looks like we're about cycled through. You know, going back to that 99 car losing that, when you're out there leading the race and you've got a car that good, that makes you want to pit a little bit early. You start thinking, well, there's a first right front down. I'm going to come on in this time, man. Jamie, have you got something on the 11?
And Kelly Byers making his first start for CJM Racing. It was 4 tires. They did a tear off there, and Fuel having a tough go of it today. Didn't have a whole lot of time. First time in this car with his team, but the car is coming around. Good stop for Kelly Byers.
I tell you what, you saw Kevin Harvick peel off in pit road. There's some cars that stayed out almost 5 laps later, hoping for a caution to get those laps back, because Harvick is when you stay out, he is just outrunning the dickens out of these guys with those fresh tires at that point.
Yeah, and Reed Sorensen is still out on the racetrack. He is the leader. Here comes Kasey Kahne serving a penalty. He was too fast entering the pits under green. Through penalty.
Exactly what Rusty was talking about.
And you see right here, he's trying to get Woe down. He's got a car in his way, so he has to make an evasive move right there.
It was Chase Austin right there running awful slow, and it looked like Casey was running awful fast, and you got to be inside that cone.
Okay, here's the leader, Reed Sorensen in.
That's going to put Kevin Harvick back at the front. Good pit stop for Reed and his guys.
That does cycle all the leaders through back with Harvick as a leader, but Jason Leffler is still showing as third. He's still out there on his tank of fuel. He still has to make a stop.
And we can see as these guys come back out, it was up over right at 4 seconds lead, and right now it's 3.3 as they make this lap. So Kyle Busch had gained a little bit on that pit sequence. But he's been in traffic here, so Harvick's been able to stretch it back out a little bit. He looks like the man to beat. I don't know if Kyle Busch made enough adjustment to get his car up there and see what he can do with Mr. Harvick tonight.
No change up front as Kevin Harvick continues to lead. A reminder that tomorrow the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series from Atlanta, presented by Pennzoil, coverage at 7 Eastern on ESPN, and a huge weekend in drag racing. The Mac Tools NHRA U.S. Nationals, presented by Lucas Oil, qualifying tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. and 5 Eastern ESPN2, and the finals on Labor Day Monday, 1 Eastern ESPN2, and our NASCAR Now wraparound coverage from here in Atlanta. The pre-race show presented by 5 Hour Energy, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, tomorrow morning ESPN2, and the post-race wrap-up Sunday night, 11:30 Eastern, ESPN2. There is your motorsports calendar for the weekend. We have just crossed the halfway point of tonight's NASCAR Nationwide Series race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Kevin Harvick out in front. He's led 66 of the 98 laps so far. And after the exchange of pit stops, his lead shrinking a little bit. Kyle Busch has cut it down to 1.5 seconds. The deficit he sees up to the first place car, although that changes some depending on lapped traffic. There's the gap from first back to second place. Our backseat drivers coverage tonight with our 4 champions up in the booth. Dale Jarrett, Rusty Wallace, Andy Petrie, and Ray Evernham, as we see a little race between Keselowski and Logano.
Yeah, Brad looks like he's made some adjustments to his car there that are to his liking. He's able to take that 4th spot away.
That's one of the things I've really admired about Brad Keselowski in particular. He's very good at getting his car good at the end of the race, and he keeps working on it. Even if he doesn't qualify well, you can expect to see this 88 car moving up during the race.
Well, you know, we listened to him earlier breaking the corners down to his crew chief. He was saying, you know, I'm about a 6 loose. Now I'm about a 2 loose. I mean, that's very important to give how loose these cars are. A lot of them just say I'm loose or I'm not loose. But when you can break it down, the crew chief always wants to know how much. And they're using numbers, and that's really helping. Vince, it looks like he's good out there, though.
Well, that's exactly right. And Rusty, you make a great point in regards to the communication with the crew chief. Of course, Tony Ehre Sr., he and Pops, Brad Keselowski and Pops have had a running dialogue throughout the course of this race that has included their spotter. And that spotter informs Brad of when he gets off the corners best, whether it's where his car is positioned. Pops is constantly communicating with Brad in regards to lap times and where the car is positioned on the track. They're also been keeping an eye on their teammate, the 5-car of Dale Earnhardt Jr., and where Jr. seems to be having success. It is a total team effort for the 88 tonight, and as you guys noted, it is a good run up into the top 5.
That communication is important, but that guy that they just showed that box on that pit box, he's won a few races over the years with the Earnhardt family.
You got that right.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
A lot of experience right there now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that guy's sharp.
He's a tough old dude, too, man. He'll get in your face if he don't like you and give you a piece of his mind.
Yeah, we talked about how Kyle Busch was able to make time there on that green flag pit stop. If we break down the pit stop itself, you can see between these 2 cars, between Harvick and Kyle Busch, if you break it down to right sides, what the Jackman's doing, and the left side, you can see right here, right side, 18 crew beat Harvick's crew by just over a second and a half, and then you see the Jackman actually getting around the car. That was another little bit of time. Lost a little bit of time on the left, but overall you can see how he beat Kevin Harvick's team by a second and a half.
Yeah, and you know, in our first pit stop sequence under caution, Kyle Busch came in running second, and he beat Kevin Harvick out of the pits and took the lead at that time. So his this championship team is just doing the job on pit road tonight also, but Harvick's getting it done on the racetrack. Yeah, you see just in front of Mr. Harvick there is Carl Edwards. We had a little trouble earlier in making the green flag pit stop, guys. You have to, you know, we wonder, is his foot giving him a problem in trying to make something like that? Let's see on your screen here, he couldn't get his car slowed down enough to get the pit road that first time.
Yeah, that cost him quite a bit of time to have to slow down that much and then come back around and make your green flag pit stop. Shannon?
Guys, I checked in with the team, and they said it did not have anything to do with the foot for Carl Edwards. He just could not get slowed down. It's a fast racetrack and had a hard time doing it, but he did come over the radio, apologized to his team, and said that one was on me.
Oh, you can see him really loose right there.
Look at his size hung out right there.
It is totally sideways
out there.
You know, and not disputing what they're saying, but you got to think that that's giving Carl some problem coming to pit road and trying to drive this race car.
Okay, we've talked about just how good Kevin Harvick's car is. That's Carl Edwards. He's running 8th place. He just got lapped by Kevin Harvick.
Yeah.
And
Greg Biffles is right in front of there.
Is right there too.
But DJ, I agree with you, DJ. There's when you're in pain, it's a distraction. And this, unlike other sports, they're not getting a break to go in and ice that thing down or take a timeout or any of that. He's in that car. He's got the vibration. He's got the heat. He's got the pressure all the time.
And that's the thing about our sport that's different is, you know, if this was an NFL game, they had a backup quarterback. You can put a backup driver in there now, but Carl has to start this car to get the points, but he's wanting to stay in there. But this has to be one of the most difficult racetracks for him to get to adjust to do that, because we saw what Tim Brewer was talking about earlier with the way that you move your foot. If he's having to pick that up, that leg up and down and the foot off, and he can't just move that, this is one of the most difficult places he could possibly come to.
Harvick's car just glued to the bottom of the racetrack. I haven't seen a car in a while that's had this clear cut of advantage over the field.
Well, he's got, Kyle Busch is just under 3 seconds back, but the third place car is 20 seconds back now.
But that just goes to show how good he really is. I mean, this is amazing how good Harvick is compared to Dale Earnhardt Jr. right now, who's running third. Dave, this guy has just got it. He's running good tonight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not as good as the leader right now. Needs to make up some ground. After that last pit stop, guys, they lowered the air pressures in that car to try to help Junior. He didn't like it. Listen.
It's banging hard. I can hear it in the tail
Okay, banging hard. It was hitting the bottom. The bottom was obviously bottoming out on the racetrack. That from low air pressures. About 10 laps into the run, he came back to the team and he said, well, I can drive it. Now, if you want to help me on the next stop, you can, but I think I can drive it. So they'll work on what he really wants closer to the time they pit for the final time here tonight.
Guys, what I meant to say about Dale Jr., he's running good, but he's still 20 seconds behind.
Yeah, he's running third, but he's 20 seconds behind the leader. But you can see him working the wheel. You can see the throttle staying down pretty good. He's able to hold down the throttle a fair amount, I mean, for what we're seeing out there for some of the cars sliding around. But he's having to work that steering wheel.
See how he's pulling to the bit? I mean, he's a little tight, it looks like, when I see that, right?
Yep,
but if he
break.
gets that thing back to the right, that means he's loose. And right now, an indication that he's tight.
Yeah, and this is a really rough racetrack, and so you got to really work the steering wheel as much here as anywhere that you go. And so it's, if you have a car that's not handling really good, that just magnifies your problems as you try to negotiate these bumps.
It looks like as he's pulling that wheel pretty far to the left, and sometimes when those tires are turned that far, you got it, the car kind of snaps back. If it's skipping along, you know, you're trying to catch it. As we were watching, you know, let's take a look at what Kevin Harvick, who's going so fast, what he looks like turning that steering wheel. See if he's turning that far to the left and then back to the right. Now see if we can see his hands. And he's on the straightaway now, but
I think
as he rolls off in the corner,
right now.
yeah. I mean, he's working it a little bit.
He's having to work at it too.
But he's not turning it as far to the left, Andy, is what I'm saying.
Yep.
That's right.
He's more in the middle.
Way less steering input than you're seeing in that 5 car.
Yeah, and y'all were talking earlier, it looked like he was kind of on cruise control maybe. I felt like we'll watch him. He's working hard inside this, but he's just got it to where he wants it and he knows what he's got. And just fast.
I'll tell you, some of the steering they've got to do, guys, is because of the bumps on this racetrack. We talked earlier, Dale, about how much rougher this racetrack's getting right now. There's a lot of light and dark spots on the track, and those light and dark spots are bumps. Take a look at this right. It's a good view right there, how the track is really getting rough. And a lot of that, you have to steer through those bumps sometime if you don't have a good handling car.
I cannot believe really how much difference there is in that steering input rate that you brought up. I mean, Harvick's not putting near the input into that car. He's having to, you know, just make minor corrections, but he's not putting the overall input that you're seeing in Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car.
Been watching him most of the night, and we saw when he was racing with Kyle Busch, and obviously he had to drive it straighter into the corner then, but he's really driving the car straighter into the corner. You see him not really out by the wall arcing it down because the car is pretty free. And so let's watch here the difference with Dale Jr. See how much wheel he's got in this. Now, their hand positions obviously will make some of that, but look at Jr. really working the steering wheel. And Harvick's putting very little input. I think whatever they learned with that truck, it enabled them to get this car to turn and rotate, but then be able to keep the power down on top of that, which is the ultimate for a race driver. That's exactly what you're looking for.
So now you're telling me that everybody's going to get trucks right now.
Well,
they got to get a little practice. And I do have the inaugural truck race going on in Iowa tonight, too, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Everybody doesn't have Rick Wren and Ron Horn today, so they might need them to help them out. But Kevin Harvick's certainly making it work here tonight.
Usually when there's a full moon over a racetrack on a Saturday night, it leads to a lot of crashing and bashing, but it's been a very clean Degree V12 300 for the NASCAR Nationwide Series so far here at Atlanta Motor Speedway tonight. A look at our Verizon Wireless race rundown for you now. Story of the night coming in, Carl Edwards, second in points, broke his right foot playing Frisbee on Wednesday. How would he fare behind the wheel of the 60 car tonight? It certainly didn't look very comfortable getting in and getting buckled up. Early in the race, Dale Jr. led 5 laps. Then Kevin Harvick went by. Kyle Busch took the lead on a set of pit stops. Then after the most recent restop, he and Kevin Harvick locked up in a great fight for the top spot that Harvick eventually won out. Kevin going to the point for the last time in that fight on lap 52. Then a set of green flag pit stops between laps 86 and 90. Harvick's crew held the top spot after giving up the lead to Kyle Busch on the first caution flag pit stop. His crew got the job done on pit road then, and Harvick has right now a 6-second lead on second place with 74 laps to go. How fast has Kevin Harvick been? So fast that he's lapped up to the 6th place car. Just 5 remain on the lead lap, and you see Kevin Harvick has led 89 laps tonight after leading just a handful of laps in his previous 7 Nationwide Series races at Atlanta. So what does 6 seconds look like on this fast mile-and-a-half track? There goes Harvick out the right side of the screen. There he comes, and whistle a tune, read a chapter of a book, and there comes Kyle Busch, who is running second, and obviously that's not a place Kyle Busch enjoys running.
Car's not bad, dude. I just wish it was faster. 10-4. We'll see how it progresses here. We can do some pit strategy stuff, make up some time on this guy. We were better than him on that stop. We just got in that traffic.
Well, that traffic has put Kyle 6 seconds behind now. 73 laps to go. Still another round of pit stops to go. And backseat drivers, looks like he got a little handful there, too.
You know, Kyle Busch knows what it feels like to have somebody kicking his rear end around this racetrack. I mean, that's what's happening tonight. I mean, Kevin Harvick is just really getting it done. And this is the kind of thing we've seen Kyle Busch do a lot this year.
Yeah, and when he said they're going to try some pit strategy, I want to see that too. Oh, we've got a caution on the racetrack.
Well, we've only got 5 cars on the lead lap. That should
have Jeff Burton. Yeah, Burton will get the free pass here.
Well, he should. Yeah, he should get the free pass here on this one, and that would be 6 cars on the lead lap.
4 tires. Did you hit anything, scuff anything over there? Steering wheel's fine. I just kind of think I rubbed the door on the wall a little bit.
That was the 6 car. Radio. Oh, 66. Okay. 66 car. Said he rubbed the wall just a little bit.
Even with cars getting into the wall just a little bit here, because a lot of cars are running right up against the wall. NASCAR can't take any chance of something coming off of there and puncturing a tire. So that's what the caution is for here.
Something as simple as a side skirt or something. We were talking about Kevin Harvick before that caution came out there, and we said, well, we're going to see history tonight with racing the nationwide cars under the lights. Well, when's the last time that somebody lapped the field? We might see history again.
This was like 20 years ago. We only got 5 cars on the lead lap, getting ready to be 6 after Jeff Burton gets this free pass.
Yeah, he was just.
We've had enough
really
green
close.
flag. You know, we've had enough green flag running now that they've got 2 more sets of tires in the pits. They'll obviously take this opportunity to get 4, but they'll have another set laying there for that late race caution flag that may pop up.
Yeah, and Andy, they're not in a window, so they can't go from here, so they're going to have to pit again.
Well, it's a lonely pit road. You see the 2 leaders coming down pit road, and it's a while before the rest of the leaders get there. You can see the very top of the screen, Dale Earnhardt Jr. just now breaking off the racetrack.
Yeah, Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano were the other cars that were able to remain on the lead lap. Jamie?
Well, they told Kevin Harvick, that's 5th place up ahead of you. He goes, cool. So they said 4 tires, go back on that wedge adjustment because the car was just hitting the track too hard, and it's a good stop. Dave?
And Kyle Busch will get more wedge and a little bit of air pressure adjustment for the car that's just a little bit too loose to contend with Harvick. We'll see what that does. Shannon?
Joey Logano says the car is loose, then tight, then loose again. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment in the left rear tire. 4 tires. They have a new jack man working on this team. You see him right there, TJ Ford. He works on the Cup side 42. They've been having solid pit stops all day, guys.
Looks like Kyle Busch's team was able to get the lead off pit road from Harvick. See right there, got 4 tires and gained a spot. So Jason Radcliffe said he had a little something for him when they made that pit stop, and he did it that time.
That's pretty good strategy. I don't know if that's what he had in mind, but it worked out this time. We'll see if Kyle Busch can hold the lead.
New leader Kyle Busch, after getting the top spot on the pit stops, he's chosen the inside lane for the restart on Kevin Harvick. And let's look at the 2 pit stops, Harvick's and Kyle Busch's, gentlemen.
Yeah, you can see Harvick coming in his stop, gets in the stall clean. Right rear tire changer has just actually the jackman pulling the right rear tire off has trouble getting the tire off. That little hiccup's all it takes to have a stop that's just a little bit slower and lose the lead off pit road. You can see Kyle Busch has stopped pretty clean, and he's off, and he gets that lead coming off pit road. And right here you can see it again on the right side that Kyle Busch's team is faster than Harvick's, and the jackman's just about 0.4 of a second faster. Harvick's team seems to be doing pretty well on the left side, but not able to make up the ground they're losing on the jack side and the right side. So you can see there he's still about a little more than a second faster. Kyle Busch's team is.
Now we're coming to the green. Now Kyle's chosen the outside. Now he's chosen the inside.
This is
the track changing that much?
Well, he saw how good he got a good run on him that last restart. Harvick was down on the inside, even though that Kyle Busch was the control car on the outside, and he was able to get the lead from him. They swapped it back and forth 3 or 4 times, but he saw something there.
Yeah, we'll see if this works, because he's seen him drive away from him down the bottom, so he's trying to take that option away from him for a minute. His car's been pretty good on these fresh tires. For about the first 10 or 15 laps, he's able to hang right with Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, that last restart when they had new tires, we saw these two cars swap the lead 3 or 4 times. Had a great race for the lead.
Well, I can guarantee you, Kevin Harvick, who has been dominating this race throughout the day, had a bad pit stop, and he's thinking, hey, I'm a little mad right now. I want to get this baby back to the front. I've been the man all night long. I want the lead, Kyle Busch.
Uh-oh, we got a little problem here with the 11 car, Kelly Byers. It looks like it's smoke out the right side.
Looks like there's smoke coming out of the tailpipes. It looks like an injury-related problem for the 11 car of Kelly Byers.
You can see our leaders racing side by side here.
Oh, this has got to be fun, guys. I tell you, these guys racing side by side like this.
Yeah.
This is what you live for.
Right behind them, Keselowski and Junior.
Got the
racing
teammates.
for that third spot.
Teammates racing for third.
You know, we saw these guys early. Kyle Busch and Harvick running side by side, lap after lap after lap. Looks like it took about 10 laps before Harvick really kind of got away from him and he took off. So we'll have to see if this scenario happens again.
But you know, there are four cars that got the wave around right before that restart there. It was the 10, 24, 62, and 1, and that actually got Reed Sorensen back on the lead lap. Now, he's on a lot older tires, so we'll have to see how that works out for him.
And he doesn't have enough Sunoco fuel, or as much fuel as the other cars do, so he's going to have to make another pit stop. He's hoping for a quick caution, and if he could get one, it would really put him back in the race.
There's Carl Edwards and Greg Biffle. They're both a lap down. They're racing for that spot that would get the free pass if we should have another caution.
So they're going to race hard for this spot. They're not going to give any quarter here.
Yeah, even though they're a lap down, they're racing for 8th and 9th spot. Carl, you haven't heard, has a broken foot. He's playing Frisbee with his friends this week and went and put his foot on the Frisbee. I'm not a Frisbee player, but anyway, his buddy went to come at it too and got into his ankle and broke his foot. So unfortunate.
Whoa,
we can see these guys both sliding off of turn 4. Wow.
That Biffle has a controlled slide right up on the inside of Carl Edwards. How does he stay out of a...
Well, I don't know how controlled it might have been, but he stayed off of him anyway.
Andy, I guarantee a 16 car didn't mean to have a controlled slide. He just started sliding, had to control it somehow.
Yeah, what's a controlled slide?
That's when you don't hit anything.
Here's your 5th place car, Joey Logano. Have Beatles on the hood of that car.
You think he knows who the Beatles are?
I can't imagine.
At 18 years old, I'm not sure. It was that 1969 with the Beatles or something. It's a cool paint scheme.
His sponsor, GameStop, had a big national sales meeting out in Las Vegas, and they took all their guys to the Beatles concert. It's called Love, out there at the Mirage the other day. So it's a big Beatles week for his sponsor.
Well, I'll tell you one thing for sure. He knows, he may not know the Beatles, but he knows the rest of this racetrack. That kid's doing a good job tonight, you know, for a tough race, fast race. He's still running in the top 5.
He's on the lead lap. That's very few cars
not
can
many
do
can say that.
He's one of them. Okay, Harvick's having to play catch up here now for the first time tonight.
I believe he can probably go anywhere he wants to for the first 5 or 6 laps. Yeah, he's stupid fast for like 6, 7 laps there, Kevin. Like, he starts out about a half a second better than everybody. Then he just starts evening it out, then he comes back to you.
Yeah, you can hear him talk about that, how fast that 18 car is. Watch these cars, you can really see the two different lines. We showed Kevin Harvick earlier not turning the steering wheel, but watch Kyle Busch really arc his car into the corner. Kevin Harvick's about a car width off the wall, driving a lot straighter in and still bottoming out quite a bit.
Yeah, I think that speeds are up, and Kevin's car's had a really good look attitude-wise since they've been here. You know, that left front down, right rear up, and aerodynamically, that is just what you want around here. You want that left front down. Dave, have you got anything on the 18 car?
Yeah, Ray, I was listening to Kyle Busch and Jason Ratcliffe put together that last pit stop full of changes. And believe me, it was a cooperative effort because Jason said, I can do something to help your car on entry, but you were talking about wedge. I can do air. And he goes, you know, if you can do the air, then give me the wedge. You know, and we get sort of lost in how much of this and how much of that they do. Let it be said, though, that this was a cooperative effort. At the end of the day, Ratcliffe's suggestions and Kyle's suggestions were put on this car for that pit stop, and he's in the lead.
Yeah, and it's a combination of things. I mean, you're constantly working a combination of a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's normally not one thing that'll fix it, and that's why going back to that driver-crew chief communication, it's so important throughout the race.
I tell you guys, one thing I'm wondering right now, this 18-car Kyle Busch, he just made a pit stop. They made some adjustments, air pressure, things like that. And that last time by, he's outrun Kevin Harvick by about 1/10 of a second. And Kevin doesn't want to see that. Like I said, he's the man tonight. But he just might be getting behind right now a little bit compared to Kyle Busch.
Well, that's the thing. When you're running second like Kyle Busch has, he's seeing somebody beat him. He's going to work on that car and keep working on it until he gets something he can work with.
This is a battle for fourth right here. Joey Logano trying to take that spot away from Brad Keselowski.
Running that low line. That top line's been the faster line tonight, so they can keep that momentum wound up. But Keselowski's having a good night. I mean, he's had a solid handling car throughout the night. They talk about Joey Logano. Also, Logano's running fifth. We've talked earlier in the broadcast about how Kevin Harvick earlier has been lapping everybody. There's 7 cars on the lead lap right now, but we're going to have a couple of them hitting pit road shortly. One of them, Reed Soren, because he stood out on the racetrack, and he's just about out of fuel. It's not going to be too long before Sorensen starts hitting pit road.
ESPN kicks off a college football doubleheader on Labor Day. First at 4 Eastern, it's a Big East battle with the Cincinnati Bearcats taking on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Then at 8 Eastern, it's the Sunshine State rivalry between the Miami Hurricanes and the Florida State Seminoles in Tallahassee in the ACC. College football presented by Cars.com and college football primetime on ESPN Monday. For more, log on to ESPN.com. 51 laps to go in tonight's NASCAR Nationwide Series race at Atlanta. Things heating up front. Kyle Busch in the 18s, the leader. Kevin Harvick in the 33, trying to track him down. Remember that Kyle's team got him the lead on the last set of pit stops that came just a short while ago at lap 125. Now, those pit stops and the resulting restart with 67 to go set the cars just beyond, for most, the edge of their fuel window. And with only 7 cars on the lead lap, we toss it up to our backseat drivers and our champion drivers and crew chiefs to kick around a lot of strategy possibilities that were opened up by the timing of that last pit stop and the few cars that are left on the lead lap. What do you think, Andy?
Well, and these cars are running, they're getting strung out, so you can almost have that feel that it's going to go green almost the rest of the way. And if it does, you're not going to beat the 18 and 33 in a conventional manner. I mean, they're out here, they've got everybody covered. The only way to do this is maybe pull a strategy move, and when these tires are dropping off this far, this much, is this last stop. These guys still have to make one more stop. And if some of the cars running on the lead lap can make that stop early, they can short pit, we call it. They can gain a lot of time and get back up there. We see Brad Keselowski now getting up into the wall. He says he thinks he's got a flat tire. But there are some opportunities out there for some guys to pull some strategy. Now you got Kevin Harvick, cream rising to the top.
He just takes his car a little bit of time to come in with the tires, with the setup that they've got, and he's just been methodical in cutting this lead 10th, 1500ths every single lap, and he knew that he had the better race car. He was just waiting, let Kyle Busch get out there and run, feel pretty good about himself for a little while.
Yeah, and as fast as those cars are, right now, Andy, it looks like even our best cars are still 5 laps short, and as fast as those guys are, your only chance is to short pit, like you were saying, to gain that time. But when you do that, you put yourself in danger. If a caution comes out, you're going to be a lap down. But again, with 5 cars on the lead lap or 6 cars on the lead lap, you're not going to lose that much.
It's not a huge, but I'm not sure there's anything that any strategy you can really do that's going to help you to try to get those guys.
Yeah, they've already pulled 7 seconds on the 3rd place car, so there you go.
So it's like the 18's lost a good bit of speed there. 33's just driven away from him.
Yeah, it looks like he's flipped the switch all of a sudden. The 33 is just taken off, and the last time by, he was a half a second faster than Kyle Busch. And either Kyle's having a lot of problems or that 33 just got hooked up again, and I got to believe that's what it is. Shannon, what's going on with that 60 car?
Well, of course, we've documented Carl Edwards' broken foot all race long. Let's check in with his crew chief, see how he's doing. How is Carl out there in the car? Has he said anything about that foot?
Hasn't said anything about the foot. The car needs to be run a little better. I think that would make him a little happier, but it's kind of a rough night tonight, so we'll see what happens.
How close are you guys on fuel right now to the end of the race?
We plan on going all the way from here.
All right, you heard it, Carl Edwards. They plan on going very end, guys.
They're planning on stretching this tank of fuel. It'll be about 70 laps since they last pitted. That's going to stretch it on out there. But if anybody can do it, Carl Edwards has proven that he can get out here and make better mileage than just about any other driver.
Well, we watched Jack Roush work those guys last year at Homestead, the last race. They kept slowing Carl up a little bit. They know how much, because they've been on the engine dynos, all kind of stuff, figuring how many RPMs they need to turn this engine, get better gas mileage. And we all know that, man, Roush has been good.
Yeah, there's a big interval now between the 33 and the 18. I wonder if the 18 has slowed down a little bit to see if he can make it. Dave, have you got something for us on that?
Well, you know, Ray, that may be part of the strategy, but the biggest thing for Kyle on lap 147, he got passed for the lead. On 148, he radioed in tight loose. That is when the car, just as Rusty said, flipped the switch. It went from a tight condition at the beginning of the run, which allowed him to race really hard, to a loose condition. Crew chief Jason Ratcliffe said, you've been doing that all night, about 20 laps in, the switch is thrown and the car goes loose. So they need to, you know, if they come back down pit road, they'll have to tighten it up. But so far, they have not talked of saving any fuel.
Well, that's about the only way that anybody's going to, or Kyle Busch is maybe have a chance. We see the 38 coming in here short pitting. You see he's been into the wall
got some damage
also,
too, so he may be in because of that.
But Kyle Busch's only hope is that this goes on until about 20 laps to go or less than that, and we have a caution, and he's able to get his car. He can go for about 15, 20 laps and beat Kevin Harvick, but that's his only chance.
Well, Dale, the thing I'm wondering about right now, I've been looking at this fuel mileage, and I mean, what do you think, Andy? About 58? We talked 55 to 60 laps.
60 laps is doable, and that's under normal conditions. You know, these guys can actually stretch that quite a bit.
Okay,
if
so
you back off quite, 3 or 4 tenths of a second a lap.
So that puts him in at lap 185. And they
still got to go to 195 to make it to the end.
Yeah, so that puts them in about 10 laps early.
Yeah, and you see how much they're dropping off. This is 8 miles an hour drop off almost on the tires, and that does save fuel. The more you slow down, the more, the better your fuel mileage gets, so you can go a lot longer. I don't know how the 33's doing, Jamie, but he's sure got a fast race car.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's staying really patient, too. He knows what he has in Kyle Busch, and he said it on the radio. 10, 15 laps, he is blistering fast, but he knows that if he just waits it out, he'll get past that 18, and that's what he did. Now, he's talking to his crew chief. They're trying to figure out what exactly to do on strategy. Right now, they are 11 laps short.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking, about 10 or 11 laps short. That's why I was kind of a surprise to hear Carl Edwards planning on making this on the tank of fuel that he has. That's a pretty good amount of laps.
He didn't say he was planning on making it. He said they weren't stopping.
Yeah. Well, see, that makes total sense, though, from what we can calculate. About 10 laps, so he's on there. The only thing that's screwed us up is what Carl Edwards said about not stopping, but it makes sense.
Well, he pitted just a little bit later. He lost a lot of time with them other guys on tires, but I still figured, like I said, our best cars were 5 laps short. So we'll have to wait and see. It's coming down to the end, and we'll find out if he can do it or not.
35 laps to go in the Degree V12 300 at Atlanta. There's your leader, Kevin Harvick, who's been out front now for 126 of the 160 laps we've completed. But how many times do we see the guy with the dominant car not win? And we've got a little strategy session shaping up at the end of this one. By the way, Brad Keselowski, a few minutes ago, we heard him on the radio talking about suspecting he possibly had a flat tire. He has not pitted, and he's still on the lead lap in 6th position. On pit road now, Reed Sorensen, who took the wave around and stayed out hoping for a strategy break. And the one car will rejoin the race, no longer on the lead lap, at least 1 lap down, most likely at least 2. So let's talk about that strategy and some ways that things might play into Kevin Harvick's factor, some ways that things might play into Kyle Busch's favor. Here's what the 18 team was saying on the radio.
Did our fuel mileage numbers get any better in that last run with the long run? They did. They got better, which equaled up to about a lap and a half. But right now we're looking at, around 10 laps short.
So 10 laps short is what the championship leaders team is saying for Kyle Busch. And as he runs in second, he's 3 seconds behind Kevin Harvick. Our NASCAR champions in the booth, Dale Jarrett and Rusty Wallace, Andy Petrie and Ray Evernham. It looks like, with the exception of Carl Edwards' team, everybody's talking about having to come in for a little bit more fuel before the end of this.
I'm surprised that Carl Edwards' team can even think about making it that far, but it's obvious that these two leaders are not going to be able to make it to the end without fuel, so that does make it a strategy call here when to make this pit stop, because it's really a two-car race. We've looked at some other scenarios, but, you know, the third-place car is at 11 seconds back now, so it really kind of takes them out of this. But when, you know, these guys make this last pit stop, it's going to make a big difference on when they do it.
Andy, the thing I'm wondering right now, I mean, Carl Edwards and Kyle Busch in a points battle. Carl's a lap down right now. Can he afford to start slowing this car down and saving fuel and make it to the end? If he does that, he's going to gain a lot of points on Busch.
Well, maybe, but I'm not so sure that he can actually beat Kyle Busch. I think Kyle could get in and get some fuel and get back out possibly in front of him, because they're beating him so bad and they're already a lap down.
I think if Carl's got to slow down that much, he's going to go down that second lap, and Kyle's going to be able to pit and get out. Right now, I just, again, don't see anybody making it. But the question I have, if it's going to come down to that, is somebody, one of those guys going to try and just put on 2 tires because they're only going to have 8 laps to go?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Are they going to put tires on, or will the tires withstand that? Jamie, what are they saying?
Well, let's ask Ernie Coffey's crew chief for Kevin Harvick. So, Ernie, I heard you tell your driver 11 laps short. What do you do? When do you pit?
We'll probably stop, put 2 right side tires on, and probably as much gas we get in during 2 tires.
And when do you come?
What's that? I'm sorry.
When do you come?
Probably 12 laps before the end.
12 laps before the end. That is what they're saying up here, Dave. What are they saying in the 18 pit?
We'll ask Jason Ratcliffe. You've talked about being 10 laps short, so you're obviously not going to save that much fuel. Can you get the car back to where it passed Kevin earlier?
I can't hardly hear you, but yeah, we're about 10 laps short on fuel. There's about, 5 or 6 cars on the lead lap. I don't think anybody can make it. We'll see. It's going to be a whole completely different strategy if the caution comes out versus stopping under green. If we stop under green, we may do 2 only, try to gain a little bit of time on the 33 and see if we can beat him that way.
How about that? In Atlanta, maybe 2 tires. Rusty, would you like that?
I like 4 tires better. If they're going to give me 2 to win the race, I'm going for that, buddy. That's for sure.
Well, here's the thing. If you're going to take 4 tires, you need to go ahead and stop a little sooner than 12 laps to go. That way you can take advantage of those 4 tires for a lot longer period of time.
Yeah, if somebody tells Kyle Busch's crew chief right there what Ernie Coach just said, then he might think about coming in a little earlier and getting his 4 tires and making up. That's the only chance he's got, because if he puts 2 on, he's not going to beat him.
Right, well, 10 laps of fuel, it's only a couple seconds of fuel, so there is no sense if you're going to wait that long to put on 4 tires. Now, what about Dale Jr., our third-place car?
Well, he's sitting there. He's keeping fairly good pace, but he's still 12 seconds behind the leaders, and not much he can do to try to make up that much ground. If he could, I mean, the only way he could really do it is if he could possibly make it on his tank of fuel.
Yeah, and you look at his lap times. It's not like he's been backed off 3/4 of a second or a second. He's still right there around the same lap times as Harvick's running. So don't really see that he's been able to do that so
Guys,
far.
the thing I'm still thinking about, these guys all say they got to stop with 10 laps to go. Carl Edwards guy says, I'm going to go to the end. They're usually pretty good. I'm going to stay looking at Edwards here. I still believe that these guys can make fuel mileage, especially Edwards, because I've seen it in the past. He might not, but he said he can.
You see they're getting down to decision time here. Their fuel tanks are running low. Won't be long before they'll be making this decision. Dave?
With Brian Campy now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was told he was only 5 laps short. Has he saved you some? Are you going to keep him out, or are you going to pit?
I think we're going to have to pit. I think everybody's going to have to pit. So we'll just see how it plays out. Maybe we'll get a late race caution. But the Degree Chevrolet's been good all day. We got a little bit snug right there. So we pit again. We'll get him freed up. We'll be good.
This is Atlanta. Would you dare give him only 2 to pick up time?
That might could do something like that. We'll just see what happens.
Junior's actually got a pretty good buffer between himself and the 4th place car, Brad Keselowski, or Jeff Burton now, and that's about 10 seconds back to that. So there's a lot of things that he could do, but if I were him, I might take a chance to come in a lot earlier and get me 4.
$20 laps to go tonight at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for Kevin Harvick in that 33 car. He's led 141 of 175 laps so far, but the most important one still out ahead of him, and another pit stop still ahead. Harvick, though, with a 6.8 second lead on second place Kyle Busch, as we turn it over to our backseat drivers, champions Dale Jarrett, Rusty Wallace, Andy Petrie, and Ray Evernham.
You can see Kevin Harvick there, still glued to the bottom of the racetrack. He hasn't varied from that pretty much any time here. He stretched that lead out, as Alan said, to almost 7 seconds over Kyle Busch now. And it looks like it's just his race to lose here, guys. I mean, barring a late race caution here, which is the only time that Kyle Busch has been able to beat him out of the pits and keep the lead for a little while.
Look, how many times have you said as a driver, you had a big lead, what's going to screw up now?
Yeah.
I mean, am I going to have a flat tire, a bad pit stop? Am I going to get a penalty for coming down pit road too quick? I mean, the run that Harvick's been having is just amazing. He's got a 7.5-second lead right now.
Hey, you hear that's Harvick sounding like he's ready to pit.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to take any chance with these tires or anything like that. I mean, they have gone a full fuel stop on the tires. But he knows how good a car is. Just doesn't want to mess this thing up.
Well, this is a good strategy to come down and get some fresh tires and keep on going as long as you don't have a caution flag that comes out. If that happens, this strategy is really going to get Kevin in trouble for pitting too early.
And as you get further into this fuel run, the chance of somebody having a tire problem is more likely. The other thing is guys coming to pit road hot. I have seen guys trying to get the pit road spin and bring out a caution.
Well, I think he's going to be extremely careful. I mean, I'm sure that Ernie Cope's telling him he knows how big a lead he has. So, and I think that he kind of forces the other guy's hands a little bit if he comes to pit road. It's going to make
you can't afford. Nobody can afford to stay out if he pits because, well, heck, he's got him covered anyway. I was going to say he's going to drive away from him.
That car's been so good he hadn't had to worry about traffic because nobody else has been able to run down there where Kevin has all night long.
No, and he's got a big enough cushion to where he can really take his time getting to pit road and not have to worry about having a problem speeding. There's some discussion, time pit stop. Is that what they're talking about?
They're talking about right now how much fuel to put in the car when they make this stop and what they're going to do, whether they're going to get 2 or 4, and to key off which one they're going to do, whether it's tires or fuel.
Yeah, Andy, one thing that we've heard a 33 car, Kevin Harvick hollering pit, but he's still staying on the racetrack. So Kevin might have overrode him and said, I'm not coming down pit road.
Well, he said they had to make that stop with about 12 to go. We're at 16 to go this time by, so we'll see what happens with this 33. They can run a few more laps.
Well, this 18 or 33 is going to have to show their hand pretty soon about who's going to do what. And I'll guarantee you, if the 18 hit pit road, that 33 is going to be right behind them or vice versa. Jamie.
Well, Rusty, Ernie Cope gave Kevin Harvick the option and said, all right, this is what the 18 is doing. Kevin Harvick said, okay, I will pit as soon as I can. And that was about 2 laps ago. You saw Ernie Cope on the right side say pit now. So watch for the 33.
Yeah, the problem I got, Jamie, he said pit now about 3 laps ago, and he's still out there. So maybe Kevin Harvick's playing crew chief inside the car, and every time I've done that, it's never worked for me.
Now, that's a 6th place car right in front of Kevin Harvick there, Brad Keselowski.
Looks like the 18 car is coming this
Kevin,
lap.
next time by, 2 tires and gas, 2 tires and gas.
He's right here. He's getting woed down. He doesn't want to speed.
Kevin's got to get down pit road right now if he's going to maintain his lead, because these new tires are really going to make these cars run quicker.
Yeah, we're going to see Kyle Busch's team now just show their hand what they're going to do, whether they're going to get 2 or 4. Got to make it all the way down here to the pit stall, and they're in. Dave?
It's going to be 4, Andy. They're going to put 4 tires on here, air pressure adjustment, and he's going to get fuel to go till the end. Hearing the 33 of Kevin Harvick is on pit road as well. 4 is the choice for the 18 car. They've done quick work all night. Let's see if they built some time here. Jamie?
And Kevin Harvick made the call. He wants 4 tires as well. Remember, they've been slower than the 18 team on the right side. Let's see if they can pick it up and clear it up for a couple of seconds to make ground on that 18. Problems again, they were a little slow. Now they're trying. The car dropped off the jack. They had to rejack it, put the left sides on. Oh boy, guys, this could have just cost the 33 the win here.
He may be able to hold the lead. He had just about enough lead to make up for that little hiccup there, a big hiccup on that pit stop.
Yeah, he had about 7-second lead on him.
Here he comes.
So, I mean, that's about how much they screwed up in pit road.
This is the 18 car now coming by the start-finish line. Can Kevin Harvick get out in front of Kyle Busch? This is going to be the race for the lead.
Yeah, Harvick's getting his speed up off of turn 2 right now. Still down on the apron, just coming up onto the back straightaway.
Yeah, he's in good shape, guys. Harvick's got his speed up right now over Busch. I believe he's going to hold him off. Take a look at that.
But Kyle Busch has been a good bit faster on these fresh tires. So
he may be able to run this 33 car down in
striking
next few laps.
Here.
Yeah, catch him and pass him is a different story, though. Harvick wants to win this race bad.
Of course, yeah, they're not the leaders right now. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is now the leader of the race. Brad Keselowski in second.
Yeah, we get caught up in this being the race for this is going to be the race for the win after the other cars pit. But right now it is the 5 and the 88 up front with the 33 car in 3rd spot.
Yeah, my question is, you guys, why stay out, though? These guys got fresh tires. You know you can't make it on fuel. Don't you think you got to get this baby down pit road right now and not lose time?
He's backed off a lot, and he's making a shorter racetrack out of this, even on the straightaway. Been watching Junior here. Dave?
Now remember, Dale Earnhardt Jr. won a race at Michigan saving fuel. He did real well earlier this year, finished third there saving fuel. They asked him to save fuel like you were running Michigan. Who knows? Maybe they keep him out.
Might be giving it a shot, Dave.
He's running 35-second laps. He's slowed up almost a half a second right now. Listen to the throttle. Let's just listen to this motor for a second. Let's listen to this getting in turn 1. Way out early.
Way out early.
Here's the problem. If he keeps running that slow, Kevin Harvick's going to catch him.
Well,
he's got 10 laps to catch him, and he's beating him about a second a lap. And it's about 10-second difference.
You're trying to mess up Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s plan, aren't you?
Well, it may not work.
But
I mean, he
why
might not be quick enough.
Junior
yeah, give it a shot.
Why not? Why not? Go for it. He's not. I mean, if he runs out of gas on the last lap or 2 to go, what's he going to finish? 6th?
Yeah, Harvick is 13 seconds back here with 10 laps to go.
Okay, Junior fans, sit up in your seat. This guy might make it.
He might pull it off.
And Brad Keselowski may be doing the same thing, but he's just under 8 seconds back.
It's about 2 seconds a lap difference between Harvick and Junior right now. If they can maintain that pace, it's going to be close at the end if the 5 car can make it to the finish.
Yeah, and Harvick is only a second ahead of Kyle Busch, who is gaining on him as Harvick tries to negotiate this traffic right here.
Oh, look at this. 3 wide. Harvick's on the bottom underneath Casey Kane.
Harvick's like, get out of my way. I'm on a man on a mission, baby. I got to go.
Yeah, he's thinking he's racing to 18 here because he sees him coming in his mirror. That's who he thinks he has to get by these guys for. See Casey Kane sliding his car right up to Greg Biffle coming out of turn 4. Here comes Kyle Busch right behind them.
Okay, 2 seconds a lap difference. Junior ran a 35.12. Harvick ran a 33.14 last lap. So that gap is shrinking.
2 seconds a lap faster.
Yeah, and it's 8 laps to go, and there's a 9-second gap between Harvick and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Let's don't forget about Keselowski. He's still out there in second.
They're going to be up to Keselowski here in just a second. You can see him just exiting turn 4 up there. There he is. He's at the start-finish line. Kevin Harvick is just behind him.
You see Harvick just now clearing the lap cars. Now he can see the 88 car. That's second spot.
And 4, pick it up.
His spotter telling him, pick it up. Let's go. 7 laps to go. Oh, that was Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s spotter actually telling Junior to pick it up just a little bit, because if he's going to beat Harvick, he's going to have to pick that pace up some.
Oh, yeah, Harvick at this pace, he's going to catch him. He's only a little over 6 seconds behind him right now.
So you're yelling, pick it up, save me fuel. Pick it up,
yeah, what do you do? Yeah, make up your mind. How about it?
All right, this Harvick moving up in the second position now. He's got a bullseye in the back of that 5 car right now, and he's running out of time quick to pass him.
He got the sparks flying, the thing bottoming out. He's legging this thing as hard as he can.
And Junior saying, I hope you packed this fuel cell full of gas the last time by, because, baby, I need every drop I can get.
Well, he picked up almost a second. Junior did last lap. Now, that's going to hurt his fuel mileage a little bit, but it might stretch this gap just enough to be able to make this next 5 laps. 5 to go.
There's no sense in taking the gamble to finish second or third, so now you got to worry about keeping the lead.
So as crew chief Brian Campy said, we're going to have to pit with 5 laps to go, so they're saving fuel a little bit. What's this bring it down to, Andy? About a couple laps to go before it runs out?
Well, he's already made it now farther than they said they could make it, that they thought they could. So we know Junior stretched it out for him. He's gotten him some more mileage. Has he got him enough? Is he going to be able to make it? It's going to be close. I'll tell you, this is going to be a tough run for this 5 car to make it to the end.
And to save 5 laps of fuel here is tough, because you've got so much on throttle time. You don't have a lot of straightaway to really let off, to back it up. You know, the corners are so big.
Oh, man, his fuel went. He doesn't show any fuel.
He's running on fumes.
That shows our calculations are not as good as what he's getting for fuel mileage.
Yeah, about a second and 2/10 that Harvick knocked off of that lead last time. He's 2.6 seconds back now. 4 laps to go.
I'll tell you what, guys.
It's going to be close, guys.
This would be a good morale booster for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Grab the pole in his own car. If he wins the race in his own car, we all know he struggled this year. I mean, if you win a race anywhere, it gives you a big mental boost, and it's got to be good for Junior. I know he's nervous right now. 3 to go. But, boy, if he wins this thing, it's going to be big for this team. Mentally.
Well, he was supposed to be out of fuel 2 laps ago, so he's
made it to 3 to go. That's
There comes Harvick.
And boy, I tell you what, Harvick can catch him in 3 laps. It's going to be a drag race right to the end.
I think if Junior runs as hard as he possibly can, it's going to be almost impossible to hold off Harvick. Just from a tire situation.
What? Yeah, and he's going to get passed by a car. He's not going to be able to get to the bottom, his preferred line, that Joey Logano is going to go by.
Okay, 2 to go.
He's got to stand on it.
Okay, what do you do now?
Look at Harvick. Harvick's got to go underneath of him. Whoa.
Okay, here goes Harvick for the lead, and here comes Kyle Busch. And this is putting Junior back to 3rd. This is back to where he would have been anyway if he had pitted. So, but he tried it.
See, Harvick's having a little problems here with Joey Logano.
Oh, got a teammate there between him and
this is Kyle Busch sliding that baby off of turn 4.
White flag for Kevin Harvick. We saw the race last week in Montreal, won on the last corner of the last lap. It looks like Kevin Harvick has this one well in hand now on the back straightaway.
And look at here, Carl Edwards still out there on the field. They said they were going to the end.
Yeah, but he's going to make it. Yeah, looks like he's going to make it. And so is Dale Earnhardt Jr. Junior's going to make it to the finish line.
Carl's in the 6th spot.
But Kevin Harvick is going to come off turn 4, dominate this race tonight, and get the win at Atlanta for Kevin Harvick.
And he deserved it, boy. He whipped them all night long. He won this thing fair and square. His pit crew didn't help him any. They got to do a little work when he get home. But, boy, what a great win.
Yeah, it's good to have a car as dominant as this 33 was when you have a hiccup in the pits on that last stop. That's the only thing that saved him, was a great race car.
You can see Earnhardt Jr. came home 3rd, Brad Keselowski 4th. He stretched his fuel mileage. Jeff Burton 5th. Joey Logano passed Carl Edwards there for the 6th spot.
See Delaney Harvick right
there? That's the real owner.
That's
right there.
That's
Delaney Harvick.
They're happy. I mean, boy, I tell you what, this is their own team. They really got it done.
Boy, and they did it in fine fashion. I mean, they absolutely dominated this race.
It's been a while since we've seen a car that dominant, even with those cautions, to put everybody but the top 5 a lap down. Jamie, have you got the crew chief of that car?
Yes, Ernie Cope. This is the 2nd time Kevin has ever been able to win in his own car. That last pit stop, you guys had some trouble. What was the feeling like at that moment?
When they had trouble in that right rear, couldn't get it off, that was just sickening. But they gained 5 seconds on us on the pit stop. But he did a great job, hammered down. Didn't complain about it. He just got up on the wheel and took care of it.
You've been here at night before with the truck series, with this truck team. How much did that help you guys get this set up where you guys were untouchable?
It helped us. We knew what was going to, we had a pretty good idea what was going to happen from day to night. And we just went with what we thought was going to, how it was going to play out, and it worked out good.
Congratulations, Ernie. We'll see you in victory lane. Alan?
Okay, Jamie, thanks. So Kevin Harvick leads 150 of 195 laps. Needs a little helping hand to make the victory lap and get the checkered flag. But Kevin Harvick, he's won here in a Cup car before. He had never won at Atlanta in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. He's done it tonight, his 2nd win of 2009. We'll talk to Harvick in victory lane and follow up on some of the other post-race stories when we come back to Atlanta.